This is a Fox News alert. John Edwards found not guilty on one count and a mistrial on 5 others. The former Democratic presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate just spoke moments ago.
While I do not believe I did anything illegal or ever thought I was doing anything illegal, I did an awful lot that was wrong. And there is no one else responsible for my sins. None of the people who came to court and testified are responsible. Nobody working for the government is responsible. I am responsible. And if I want to find the person who should be held accountable for my sins, honestly, I don't have to go any further than the mirror. It's me. It is me and me alone.
And Kimberly, he was careful to say, okay, I'm done, I'm out, I'm free, because he knows they could retry on the 5 counts, couldn't they? Even though it seems unlikely.
Yeah, I think that it was actually well tailored in terms of the comments, and it's no surprise given his seasoned skill and ability as a litigator. He doesn't want to come out and sound boastful or arrogant or cocky. He wants to sound contrite while saying that he believes he didn't do anything illegal. What he did was morally wrong, and more talked about his relationship with God, and that God wasn't done with him. So you don't want to offend the prosecutors when your life still hangs in the balance and they can decide whether or not to retry you.
You know why Law and Order went on for 25 years is because of the drama that takes place in the courtroom. The jurors, it was a bizarre group, and number one. And number two is they were told go back and deliberate more, and they said, yeah, we thought about it for 40 minutes. We're not. We can't make us.
Yeah, again, really complicated. I do want to say I do disagree with you. I don't know how much of a deterrent this will be in the future. Again, if they don't change the law. Because you look at the number of politicians, they get into office, their ego takes over. We've seen many politicians do this kind of thing. But what happens? They keep doing it over and over again. Then I have to say, from a personal perspective, I'm just so sick of this. I have to say, honestly, of John Edwards. I mean, I think a lot of viewers out there are saying we are giving so much time to this man. He's just, he's nauseating to watch. It's nauseating to watch him talk.
So you're saying it's a tie between him and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a tie. That's a great way to put it, Bob. A tie between him and Kim Kardashian.
Bob, is there a political storyline here that's now getting closure in that North Carolina, according to many experts like yourself, was beginning to switch to a Democratic state? It might still be. But John Edwards is emblematic of that because he's an up-and-coming young guy who had a chance of being governor and obviously wanted to be president. And now all of a sudden North Carolina seems to be going back red again, and he is the symbol.
Well, first of all, God may not be done with him, but the voters are. That's for sure. And I'm a little.
You know what? He's arrogant enough. Maybe he's not done.
I agree.
He might just be
Elliot
dumb enough and
Spitzer
arrogant enough.
Talk show.
Let me just say something. He could try to run for something again, but if he gets 3 votes, I'd be surprised. I remember,
Bob, he got, I don't know, 7 or 8 votes in the jury room.
Yeah, that's right.
Out of 70%.
Maybe a few phone numbers.
Well, look at Elliot Spitzer, and he was doing prostitution. This is, I mean, astounding. Cancer, his wife, an affair, cheating on your wife with cancer. That's even a level that Elliot Spitzer didn't stoop to.
Well, Elliot Spitzer, again, brought a prostitute from New York down to Washington, D.C., and I've always, never mind, I won't get into that.
Please.
But, I remember when Edwin Edwards, you remember that when you listen to politicians say how confident they are about what they're going to do. You remember when Edwin Edwards, who was governor of Louisiana, when they said he was unbeatable? And then he said, the only way they could beat me is with a dead woman or a live boy. And then he ended up spending 20 years in the penitentiary. I've known a lot of politicians. I've represented some who've gone to jail. I've visited them in jail, and they don't get easily contrite.
No.
Nothing like a perp walk. I disagree with you also, Brian. I think you need the actual, you got to see the guy going to jail. You got to see him in the jumpsuit, and you got to see the shackles to deter the behavior. There are politicians out there right now going, whew, he got off. He just set precedent for everyone else who's been taking money, maybe not using it for a girlfriend and a mistress and a kid, but using it for
Look over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Okay. His dad is sitting there. His mom is sitting there. His eldest daughter had to defend him. That's humiliation.
What? Next week, he'll forget about that. Next week after that, he'll be running for
mentally ill.
But he is the type of man that can cheat on his wife who was dying of cancer and, as we pointed out during the break, denied that child. The same child he went up to the podium and said, I love you more than anyone knows. Really, you wouldn't know, as Eric Bolling said, wisely, because he came out and denied her.
Well, and the Inquirer
handed him off to Andrew Young for a while.
Yeah,
remember that?
Let's remember, he's not. This is a politician who is not afraid of saying both sides of one coin is the same. There's only 2 heads in a coin, right? I mean, I've heard politicians come up with more excuses for things that they've done and mistakes that they've made. It's always down there. I'm the only one to blame. When I look into the mirror, and by the way, 9, if you could say 9, I don't understand that 9 all the time. That's a North Carolina accent. But the reason North Carolina is going to go Democratic, Hispanic voters.
Okay, well, that's an interesting. I like that. I like that nice tie-in. But you know what, Brian? When you're dealing with politicians, people like this, he's not necessarily. I mean, perhaps he's a little bit contrite that he got caught, that the Inquirer got him, you know, in the bathroom at the hotel, trying to go and catch him with Edwards with Riel to go see his little baby girl. But I don't know if he's that contrite. I think he's a narcissistic guy. He's an egomaniac, and I'm not even.
See, I'm assuming he's not mentally ill.
Yeah.
They caught him in the bathroom?
The Inquirer did a whole sting operation, and he was hiding in the bathroom from them. It got exposed.
You could say you don't go shopping. You don't check your on the shopping lines. The Inquirer sitting right there.
It's another politician, though. I think viewers are also getting disgusted because different standards for people at home. But look at the Charlie Rangels, the Elliot Spitzers. Prostitution is illegal, folks. And now the John Edwards. Walking away.
Could we have our Fox and Friends person take us out here, the visitor here?
Lago went down.
Let's see, true offensive lineman. You're blocking for me. I'll take it the rest of the way. Hey, coming up straight ahead, Dana Perino was down at the White House with the president, former president of the United States and the current president of the United States, and Karl Rove. She'll tell us what really went on behind the scenes at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The drama, tremendous.
Tremendous.
And it's hard to say who you are these days, but you run on anyway, don't you, babe?